Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Strategic Command. It is in early 1942. We did finish the turn of the Soviets and of the UK up here in around the UK actually. Except for one thing, I do need to bring in these Canadian tanks and that is very fine. Lovely. And we'll bring them into Scotland over there and that should be fine. Right, the UK is involved in a couple of other fronts, predominantly down here in the Mediterranean. And we do know that the Italians do have a a submarine somewhere around. And I do have reasons to believe that that is indeed the rest of the Italian Navy. As you can see over here, it only is listed as one on the naval category. And I do think that means that there's only one Italian ship left. We do also know that there must be a German submarine somewhere, but we are not exactly sure where that is, so we'll have to see about that. Can't find the Italian submarine. What we can do though is bring up our submarine over here towards home waters, because I don't think we need to deal with these guys over here. So let's look at Africa. There doesn't seem to be too many obstacles in the African theater, so we could do some tactical bombing runs, including especially on these guys over here. So I would ideally like to break through over here, because that would be threatening much of the German lines as well. So let's in fact do that bombing run. Doesn't really have any effect, but it does allow us to a little bit reduce the dock-in, entrenchment, readiness, morale, all of that. Let's do some artillery bombardment over here as well, increasing our chances yet more. And then I think 7th Armor can conduct its attack. Over there, sort of so-so trade. And then we should probably bring up over here, where there's a little bit of supply. And then who do we bring up next? Just this core for 2 unit movement points. You have 3. Let's bring you up. Conduct an attack. Withdraw. Special forces. Readiness 42. Readiness 48. Let's bring up the army. Conduct an attack. And we can't withdraw. That is unfortunate, but can't be really helped. So I think that's gonna be fine. And I guess we can pull back these special forces over here. These tanks have moved. These anti-tank guns over here might be reinforced. Yeah, it's not costing us too much, so I think that's fine. And you guys, I should move up to a little bit better supplies over here. That's more or less it. We do have another group of fighters over here. We can't upgrade you. Could do a strafing run. Oh, we should actually have considered to attack with the guys over here. Let's use our carriers for another strike. Come on. Come on, you only need to destroy them a little bit more. Strafing run with fighters. Doesn't do much, but it does give us some experience. And that is nice as well. 20% chance that we are striking them. Doesn't seem to be too promising. So yeah, let's just take a pot shot at this artillery, I guess. It's not that crucial. Can bring up these carriers over here and fly some more missions against these guys. Come on. Shattered! There we go. That is extremely lovely. Can we bring in anyone? No. God damn it, we can't. Okay, I was a little bit too early in celebrating my victory over here, because now the Germans will move in. It'll be actually might be more difficult to dislodge than the Italians were. So yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Let's reinforce these guys towards the max over here. These light cruisers should, I guess, simply Should we just look for the Germans? Oop, German headquarter. Let's take a shot on that guy. Can also bring in our battleship to do that. Well, the battlecruiser already fired, so you'll be alright. Yeah, and then these two guys are fine. You could potentially be upgraded towards better naval weapons. Not that expensive. So let's do that, and that's fine. And then we have another army over here, which should actually move a little bit faster, I think, towards Suez. That's fine. East Africa. Will we ever be able to break these guys? I really wonder. I really, really wonder. Yes! Very good, very good. So finally we got this point, and that is very crucial because the supplies are coming from that destination. So it is extremely important that we are able to take that on. And now we should be able to cut these guys into pieces a little bit more easily. If you up over here, take an attack. That allows you to take an attack. We are taking some losses over here, but we are also reducing their duck-in modifiers. So slowly but surely we might be able to do some funny things over here. Very slowly but surely. So all of these guys should be out of supply now, and this corps should not be able to support these guys anymore. And that is an important step. Finally, actually. Right, so that does deal with all of these areas, so we should be now looking at Southeast Asia. Let's bring up our heavy cruisers over here. I think we are safe over here for now, so let's keep all of these guys in Malaysia where they are. Let's move up our troops over here. Should actually try to capture that area. And you guys should probably be coming along. You reckon you can board these guys in Hainan? Did you actually take that? Yes, you did. Fantastic. That garrison should stay where it is. One of these guys down here, we can't do much about you. Can we place new units for Nationalist China? Yes, some fighters. I would have expected that we have some tactical bombers or something somewhere, really? Nothing? Okay. Place you in Canton. And that way you'll be able to strafe these guys at least. And then we do have another army over here that is sort of trapped in... Can we do much against you? Let's attack over here. Decent attack, but not critical. And I think we can upgrade your infantry weapons. And likewise over here. And then you'll be able to better take on these guys. And over here, I guess. Can remove some of these guys a little bit. Move inland a little bit. And everyone else over there should be fine. Move up the engineers. Move up these guys. Move up this army. Can't move in over there on the Soviet terrain. Which is a bit of a pity. I had hoped that that might be possible. Yeah, other than that, northern China is fine. Let's move you in a little bit more quickly over here. You are an armored reserve, or sorry, it's a reserve army over there. And you can get to Yunnan. Not that it really is likely that there's going to be any sort of Chinese civil war, but I do want to roleplay this at least a little bit. Then we do need potentially more units down here. Let's get you on the railway tracks at least. You should be fine though. Good. That does deal with Japan. Just 2 more presence of Japan on the mainland, so that should be fine. Let's have a look at Java then. So we do have some army units down here in Batavia, which I think we should primarily upgrade with better weapons. We have a couple of submarines over here. There's another transport group over here. And we do have some light cruisers close by. Yeah, so let's take a shot. Damage evaded. That's unfortunate. And then let's withdraw you quickly as possible. And we bring in these light cruisers. Totally destroy that army group. Very nice. And then try to run away from all of these battleships and all the other things. Yeah, we can't really get away though. Let's try to get over here. Then these heavy cruisers. These Kiwi heavy cruisers. Some Far East Asian fighters. Yeah, and Montgomery. MacArthur actually. MacArthur can come over there. And then you, I think, basically need to withdraw. Let's get you towards Singapore. And in getting to Singapore we need these light cruisers to scout ahead for you. Yeah, that's fine. Or not. Destroy a group over there. Ooh, it's taking way too much damage on us. And they got another shot off. That's pathetic. Okay, we do have some fighters over here for the Dutch East Indies. Over here I think you'll be struck by these guys. Let's move you in behind this core. That way you should be able to provide some cover. These guys up here in Malaysia should be fine. And the supplies down here are alright. Let's simply walk these guys up and follow MacArthur. Might be enough. And then we need to look at the situation around Pearl Harbor. So they strongly attacked us, which was to be expected. We do have a battleship over here. I could try to run you through that, but I think we'd only be taking losses. We do have these fighters over here. How many troops have they got? They have at least 3 carrier groups over here, and no, sorry, 4 carriers and a battleship. That's surprising. I did not think that they would have that much supplies left. Here's another carrier group. Here's a heavy cruiser. I think you guys should be upgraded before I send you out. Especially with the naval weaponry. But also the advanced fighters. That does make such a big difference. Yeah, so let's upgrade these guys rather than send them out now. And you know what? The heavy cruisers we'll send along just like so. And then the only question is, do we send in the carriers over here to conduct a strike against them and withdraw? No, I think that's too risky. Let's keep them together. And these heavy cruisers we'll also keep over here. So that group is nice and tight and capable of potentially pushing back against these guys. Against the Japanese over here. Another heavy cruiser up here. Which really should try to get to San Diego, because it's way too weak. And the destroyer group down here. Destroyers can move up towards that base over there, I think. And then we have a couple of submarines. You're a gunner. So that means we can try to put you on these supply lines and at least reduce the income of the Japanese. Even potentially strike these guys. Yeah, but that's fine, I believe, for the Americans over here. What's this? Another submarine. Shall we come back to strike you? Shall we shadow you? Intriguing. Let's keep you over here to see and spot whether we can launch an attack on these guys at some point in the future. This is really unfortunately that we did stumble into these destroyers. It looks like the Japanese now have naval technology too, so they are fairly strong. Yeah, that being said, I think we are building up our forces for the US. Then, as the US, shall we send our fighters anywhere? I don't think we can operate you towards the Soviet Union. No, we cannot. We could bring you into the UK. Could bring you towards Northern Africa. Can we bring it towards any of these places? Certainly can. No safe place around here though. Actually, can these guys fire on these guys? No. Let's bring you up there. Where do we want the fighters to be? Since it's only fighters, I don't think it's required to do any movement with these guys for this very second. What I would like to do then is take an upgrade of the fighters in the UK that are kicking around over here. That's just AA cover, right? Well, that might not be the worst. You can't be upgraded due to time. Mobility. Mobility upgrades aren't necessarily crucial. So I'm gonna hold off on that for now. Yeah, some AA cover though is pretty good, I think. Yeah, all of you are fine then. These fighters down here, I think everyone moved. Yeah, so no point in upgrading any of you. And neither down here, so all of that should be fine. Good, good, good. Okay, so we will need to upgrade, of course, the carriers as well. But that is going to have to wait until the next turn. So as the UK, what are we investing into anti-submarine warfare technology? Yes, I appreciate that. Do we need anything else? Command and control, certainly. There are many things that the US does have a lead on. And that would be useful for us to research because we could get that fairly quickly. The only downside really being advanced fighters, which we are not quite as keen on. The US is much better at amphibious warfare, but also at a couple of these other spying and intel and production technology things. Especially production technology. Let's invest into that. It should go fairly quickly. There's a 40% boost in effect due to the US having researched that already. And I do appreciate that. So yeah, I think this should be fine. I'm reluctant to build more destroyer forces because I don't think that's necessarily required. But what we might do then is take these naval bombers over here and operate these guys towards Malaysia so that we can from over here conduct some naval strikes against the Japanese shipping. That might not be the worst idea. Although you are very open to being bombarded on the coastal plains. You know what, let's do that. I do want to see whether that will allow us to conduct some strikes against them. Yeah, and that does basically use up the points for the US. For nationalist China, how's your diplomacy looking? You don't have any chits, so not much we can do. India does have some capabilities for Iraq, Communist China, Madagascar, Mongolia, Syria. None of that is crucial. So let's look at purchasing new units. For nationalist China, it's only really the light cruisers. Tanks, tactical bombers, we are building all of these. More heavy artillery then. More anti-air. Curious. Could build up some proper tanks. We could build up a Manchukuo army. Just for sort of formality purpose. Yeah, let's build up some of these guys. Likewise in Indochina we'll be deploying a corps so that they can protect themselves. Special forces are being deployed in Sydney. That's nice to see. Let's put them into Sydney directly. And we have new Indian corps as well. Corps. I think you can be over here in Madras so that you can move out when required. And that does leave us with the question of what we want to spend our money on as the US. So upgrades, yes, to some extent we certainly want to do that. We are moving over some battleships from the Atlantic. So I don't think that's necessarily required. Rather, what I do like are tactical and medium bombers. So which one is it? Tactical bombers do tend to destroy outright, whereas medium bombers are a little bit more for demoralization. So I think tactical bombers might be a little bit preferable over here. Improve their ground attack value, improve their long range aircraft value. The naval attack patterns for 15 points. Yeah, let's buy that. And we can't buy a second one? Yeah, they are very expensive. So yeah, I think that has to be fine then. Good. These submarines over here. We could invest more into research though as the US. Anti-submarine warfare technology is maxed out. Advanced fighters are maxed out. Tanks, armored warfare is something that we do need. And ideally I would also think about advanced subs over here. But yeah, let's go for armored warfare. I think that's a very good choice for us. Yeah, that does spend nearly all of our money. So happy with that result. Looking good on the Soviet front, I have to say, but the Japanese attack, even though it was not entirely unexpected, did catch me a little bit surprised and unprepared. This battleship, do we even want to reinforce it to the max? Yes, let's do it. Maybe we can save it. I'm not convinced that we will be. Probably these guys will be keeping here for second strike, but if they do that, then we are in a better position to counter-attack. We do have 2 carriers over here now and 2 heavy cruisers. Yeah, it's still no match for these guys. I mean, they have double the amount of heavy stuff and more and heavier stuff at that. So yeah, we'll have to see really whether there's anything that we can do. Yeah, over here though, we are making some progress in the south, so I very much appreciate that. Rangoon, you actually probably need to be reinforced. The Bulmar calls over here. so that you are defending against potential Japanese advance over there. It actually means nearly forgot about the Royal Sovereign over here. That definitely needs to be reinforced and upgraded and coming down here. Yeah, but that is an important army unit. And then I guess what we can do is send the Indians over here. Can we operate you actually? Can operate you all the way to over here. And then you should be able to follow the road. Let's bring you over there, and then next time you can walk. And then you'll be able to defend on Burma. And I think that is very lovely. And we'll be able to push on Bangkok. And you can just simply take that. Okay, very lovely. Let's look at the reports just very briefly. Just on the land, Germans still dominating. In terms of the losses, we're seeing that on the land the Soviet Union has lost quite a bit more than the Germans, but by now we are seeing German bars over here, so that I appreciate. In terms of detailed losses, the UK has started to lose quite a bit of units, but then again the Axis powers over here have lost so many naval units, and the Japanese actually lost a troop transport over here, which I very, very much appreciate. And some maritime bombers, I didn't know that. That is fantastic. Let's also look at the graphs section. And in particular, I would like to see the German losses. They are peaking to be around 1,300 compared to Soviet losses that are coming down. So I'm very happy about that. Although large effect or large trend of that might be the winter. I think the Germans are very much debuffed during the winter, so yeah, we'll have to take that into account and not again get too cocky. Right, that being said, very happy about this result, so thank you very much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.